Hi, this is Neil Walters with neilsvideos.com. And unless they change it, this is going to be our contest for the next 2 weeks on Town Star Game of Gala Games. And we're going to be making shrimp pizza. And so I made several beginner level videos that you can see on my channel. And what I did first was basically built butter, which is this item right here. And then I showed you how to make dough. And of course, before that, I showed how to make gasoline, which is a requirement for every single game. So we made butter and then we made dough. And so probably the next video I'll do, if I'm able to, is to do cheese and maybe even tomato paste. I don't think I'm going to have time to actually go all the way to the top because the contest begins on Tuesday and I can only really run one town at a time. Well, at least, I don't know, that's the way it kind of used to work. Now that they have the server, I don't know. But anyway, I'm not counting that once the competition starts, I'll be able to make videos of my competition screen, but that's going to be using my NFTs. And you probably wouldn't have those as a beginner. But the concepts will be the same as to what you need to build here. So basically, I've shown you how to make dough. And what I would do next is probably go to cheese. And see, it's going to need cows, which we already have in my sample videos from before. So the first thing to do to make cheese is really to make everything here, which we're going to have to start growing rice as a crop. And then we're going to have to mix the rice, or we're going to have to make white rice out of that in what's called a mixing tent. And that's going to be, I think it's on the seafood page, at least that's where it used to be. And we're going to need extra sugar cane now, but I think I have enough of that. This rice vinegar facility needs to probably be next to a pond so you don't waste water from the water wells. And it's going to take in 2 white rice and then 1 sugar cane. And then that will create a rice vinegar. You will also need rice vinegar for tomato paste. So you may or may not need 2 of those sauce facilities or more, right? We already have the cows, like I said. So then we can start another mixing tent to make cheese. And then you'll need another sauce. Probably I would have 3 sauce facilities, 2 for rice vinegar and 1 for tomato paste. Okay, you're going to have to plant tomato crops. Then once you have dough, cheese, and tomato paste, you build an Italian restaurant. So you'll probably need 2 of those, 1 to build the pizza base and 1 to finally build the shrimp pizzas. To build the shrimp pizza, you also need shrimp, of course, which is a shrimp farm. And if you go back to some videos from a few weeks ago, or at least about a week ago, you'll see that we had a competition where we built sushi and that used shrimp. So you can check back on those videos if you want to learn how to do shrimp, but it's pretty simple for the shrimp themselves. The challenge with the shrimp, though, is you have to put it into a seafood warehouse. Okay, so a few weeks ago, I paid like $120, $30 to buy a NFT seafood warehouse. And the reason is when you build it manually without the NFT, you need to have 5 ice, which I've shown right here. And 5 ice takes about $3 or $4 million of city cash to be able to do that because you have to build either 4 wizard, I'm going to call them wizard thingies, 1 epic wizard, I think, and 3 normal wizards, or 1 master wizard and 3 normal wizards. Or you need to build 1 epic or 1 master, 1 regular, and a North Pole. And anyway, that'll give you 5 units of ice, which I think are stored in, I can't remember if it's the storehouse or the warehouse. And then once you have those 5 ice, you can build your seafood warehouse. So DubStepRod has some very good videos just on that with like 3 different scenarios of how to do it. So I'm not going to repeat that. Probably don't have time right now, and I'm just going to use my NFT. So I won't be doing that. And you can kind of see from my prior videos, this is a lot of stuff to squeeze in a town with no NFTs. It can be done, of course, but it's going to be challenging. And I've been tuning my last town since my last video. I've been building some of a higher level, like I'm converting my farmers to farm tractors. I'm converting my ranchers to the ATV vehicles. I'm converting my lumberjacks to logger houses, and that's just a slow process. It can take several hours to do that. But by doing that, that will free up a lot of squares or slots, where you want to call them, places on my town, which will allow me now to move forward and to build all these things. Also, if you're watching my prior videos, let me just show you what I've been changing as of right now. popping these messages up. So if you've been watching my last videos, this will make sense. Otherwise, it may not. If you remember my last videos, I had a road here and I had a couple buildings. Actually, I have 4 buildings here. And then I had mostly all salt brine fields down here. Well, what I found out on the Discord last night is that this is actually, at least it's acting like a river. I mean, it looks like an ocean, but it's acting like a river. And so in one of my earlier videos, to prove it was an ocean, I put one of these salt fields down here, and I saw the timer was green. And so normally your timer will be green by an ocean and not green or red when you put it somewhere else. And I demonstrated that in the video too, that it was always green. But then I looked at the timer itself, and it was actually taking, see, it takes 3 minutes, whether it's down here by the ocean or not, to make salt. And when it takes 3 minutes, that means you need to have a lot of salt fields, like maybe 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 of them, if it's going to take 3 minutes each. If it only takes 30 seconds each, you divide that by 6, and you only need maybe 4 salt fields, 3 or 4 salt fields. So we need to free up our salt fields if we can to have more room to do other things in our town. But given the city or the biome they've given us for this practice, this is not an ocean, this is a river. So now that I knew that it was a river, I said, oh, I'm going to put some crops down there, right? So I basically got rid of these buildings, which is expensive to do, and I'm rebuilding them over here now. And I put more trees here because I was constantly having a tree shortage, and now actually I have an abundance of wood. So sometimes you overdo it, right? You have a shortage of something, you're like, oh my gosh, I need trees. And so I built a lot of trees, and now I have too much trees and too much lumber. Let me stop this while I'm thinking about that. But now I can build a bunch more houses. I can convert again all my farmers to tractors, not all of them, but say half of them. And then that will free up more slots for me to have my tomatoes, my sauce facilities, my pizza restaurants, et cetera, et cetera. And again, since the contest starts tomorrow on Tuesday and this is Monday, I don't know how far I'll get today. I'm working while I'm doing this. And that's where we stand right now. So it was basically deceiving down here whether this was an ocean or a river, and I was confused. I should have put a tree down here earlier, but it's kind of like acting, kind of like, I don't know. It's just the fact that this was a green timer is a lie. It should have been red. And I should have noticed that it was 3 minutes, not 30 seconds. But since the timer was green, I didn't look at it that close. It's a bug, basically. And there are going to be bugs this week, and they're going to be fixing them. So we're just going to have to deal with that and move forward. It is going to be a challenge to do the shrimp build. Again, you just saw call it my bill of materials structure here. These are all the things you have to build. And so to sell 1 shrimp pizza, you're going to have to build all these things. So if you want to sell 10 shrimp pizzas every hour, that means every hour you need to build all these things. If you want to sell 10 shrimp pizzas every 30 minutes, you're going to have to build double all these things every 30 minutes, with the exception of ice. Ice is a one-time thing just to get your seafood warehouse built, and then you can destroy all those buildings and you don't need them again. So I misspelled vinegar, but I hope that's helpful. I'm here to help. Ask me questions in the comments, and go check out the other videos. And if you go look at the Discord, let me show you. In the Discord, there's actually a section here called Townstar Videos. So a lot of us that are making videos will post our videos there. And I just put my last ones there. Here's DubStepRod and his video. I haven't had time to watch that one yet. And there's other people that make good videos here. So check them out and learn from multiple people. Also, if you have questions, go to the discussion forum. It's been very active, especially with all the issues and stuff with this new Godot system coming out this week. Some people are a little miffed, and other people are just saying, we got to deal with it. We're moving forward. So you got to have a good attitude about it. But there are frustrations. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.